This video is going to go over how to show population totals at the zip code level for total population, and we're also going to group together populations over 65 using our calculated data columns. So if I'm going to do it by zip code, I'm going to just enable that through our zip code layer in map and data. And I can also turn on my states layer if I want to see the individual states stand out. I'm going to use a center point of 30319 to center me over that area, and this is around the Atlanta area. If I want to see through the zip code layer to the underlying road data, I'm going to go into Manage Map and Data, and to do that, I'm going to go to my zip code layer, click on the little settings gear to open up Manage Map and Data, and then under the General tab, I have a little slide bar. And so I can move that over to the right-hand side so I can start to see some of the underlying data. If I wanted to make those zip code borders stand out, I can click in the little box here and make those appear a little bit more. With Map Business Online, we can group demographics together, and I want you to show where I'm going to start. So if I take a look at my data window and look at the zip code layer, we can go to More Data and take a look at what demographic data is available. So we have the total population, so that's all set. We can actually add that to our data window if we ever need to export it. And then I also want to take a look at the groupings of population. So if we wanted over 65, we have these ranges here, but this is not a grouping of all the population over 65. So what I want to show you is that we have these broken up into different tiers, but we can actually group them together with a tool in Map Business Online. So I'm going to close out of this and close out of my data window and look back to my Manage Map and Data, where I'll find a button that says Manage Calculated Data Columns. This is where I can create my own field. First thing I'm going to do is click Add Data Column. And then I'm going to scroll down to my population ranges. I'm going to go to 65, and then I'm going to hold down the Shift button and click the down arrow until I get to 85 and older. Then I'm going to click this top arrow to make them all jump over. And then the last thing I'm going to do is give it a name. I'm going to click Add Data Column, and so now I have this new field accessible at the zip code level. So now what I can do is I can go to Labels, and the first thing I can do, if it's hard to see, I can change the size of the label. I can make that large. And then to add my additional fields, I'm going to click on Format Labels. I'm going to choose Auto Labels so that it's a static label on the map. And I'm going to choose number 1. And I'm going to leave it on demographic data. And I want the general overall population, so I'll leave it on that. And we just type in a prefix of population at the top. Next, I'm going to go down to Calculated. And you'll see that I have one field here. This is the one that I created called Pop Over 65. And then a prefix is essentially a label for a label, so that it's not just a number. So I'm going to type in Pop Over 65. Click Change Labels. And now I have the zip code with the population and the population over 65. Keep in mind that these are demographic estimates, but they're a pretty good ballpark for you. And then if you wanted to export information, we could go back up to that data window that we went to earlier, go to the More Data button, click on that, choose Demographic Data, bring our population total over, click Calculated for that newly created field, bring that over, set data columns, and now I have 2 columns added to my national list of zip codes. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thanks and have a great day.